We're just sitting here trying to figure things out. Trying to figure everything out here.
Sweetheart, I'm not getting any notification you're live.
Well, you got to get off of it and go back in it, and then you can click
Oh, there
on
it
it.
goes.
There we go.
Sweetheart, I'm not getting any notification you're live.
You got to get off of it and go back in it, and then you can. There's some cool designs on these. I'm gonna try something different a little bit. Don't forget to hit that like button. Can I borrow
I
you?
was sharing.
Well, you wanted me to walk around. I can't do that now, can I?
You don't need to be bitchy.
Oh my gosh. You don't have to cuss me out.
I didn't.
He called me a bitch. That's not cussing me out.
I said big G. Nobody's going to want to watch this.
Go ahead and get into it ourselves.
I didn't. I said big G. Nobody's going to want to watch this.
Go ahead and get into it ourselves. Look at that.
You need to check your attitude at the door, lady.
You too, sir.
I didn't say anything.
We are on a sharing kick. Look at that.
Check your attitude at the door, lady.
Oops, sorry, y'all. All of our friends. We have tons of them. Okay, that one's done.
Actually, I love broccoli. I like broccoli and peppers. I think of me fat.
So what we gotta do to make sure if some people get in, they don't know how to get in. Oh, didn't know he did that. Alright, we're done. And we're off to the races.
That was just for you.
Alright. Set this back up. And we're off to the races. Maybe. Maybe they don't want to stay. Oh no, they're not gonna stay. Fine, whatever. Alright, we're gonna take a little walk around the dark side. Show you around. Alright, we're gonna take. This is just the front space right here. Alright, we're gonna take. Good so far. Yeah, you're good. Sorry if it's a little shaky. Make sure everything is caught up. Sorry if it's a little shaky. Make sure everything is caught up. Full bar. Taps. This is kind of cool. Never seen this before. Stairs to a party that's up there. Cool couch area. That's Luar. He's pretty cool. Got an outdoor space. I can show y'all. There's where you get food, where the people are standing. I don't know what that whistle is. The people upstairs. I think it might be the other phone peeking. Bar up there. Stairs to go up. All right, I'm gonna go back. Thank you. You can order some food right there or a beverage. Thank you. It's like some sort of whistling happening. Put that to your ear.
I don't hear any whistling.
Sorry if I hurt y'all's ears with that screeching noise. You get hooked up here. We can have a conversation. Okay.
I don't know.
Raise this up. I don't know if y'all can notice where we are, but we are at Jackie O's on 4th in Columbus, Ohio. Downtown, right off of 4th. So all that traffic that you see in the, outside that garage door is how busy downtown Columbus is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. I was hoping that these little things would stay up, but
That'd be fun.
alright. Welcome to Free Your Mind Friday. We were supposed to be up in a private room, but unfortunately there's a big party that had to happen today, so we're not upstairs. Instead, we're right here. So please let us know how the audio is, because I know there is some music happening. There's a lot of chit chatter.
Yeah, what's weird is they turn the music up.
Yeah, I'm not for sure what happened with the music, but one of the guys behind the bar is in control of it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So anyways, we are here at Jackie O's, and let's enjoy it. He already asked. Yeah, that's a guy that asked.
That was kind of good.
Yeah, so I am drinking West End Cider House Peach Melba. It is a semi-dry hard cider infused with peaches and berries. Cheers. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Ottawa Mexican Lager. There is a lot. Yes, there is a lot of beers to choose from. So, the Violet Beauregard? Violet Beauregard?
Beauregard?
Oh, Violet Beauregard.
Beauregard.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
Oh, it's Beauregard.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. Yeah. It's a wheat beer, and then a dark. I gotta scroll here. Dark Aperture, which is a Russian Imperial, and then Detroit Cook.
There's a little lint in there.
I think that was a bubble. Detroit Cook.
That looks like a hazy IPA or West Coast. That looks.
I don't know. It says Detroit and Cook, and it's not even on here.
Who cooks for you?
I think it's Who Cooks for You. Either way, once again, I got stiffed with an IPA.
You should really stop telling people to pick your drinks.
I don't know. And I am happy, Aaron, that my bike I got this fired up today and it sounds really good.
Oh, yeah.
It really does. We took a video and I've been watching it all day. The crackling of the pipes is amazing.
It sounds so different. You don't have that blub, 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 blub
No,
anymore.
it's still there.
It's not.
The loping of the cam is still there. What's not there is like the rough start and the chatter of the loose top end.
It is so smooth, isn't it?
It is. And there's like something to be said about like, you know, when you're doing like a cam swap on the cheap, there's something to be said about doing it fully and then doing it on the cheap. Doing it on the cheap, you get slow startup, you run through batteries, and I don't think that's going to happen. The thing just fired right up. I did have to adjust my idle though. It was idling at like, it started at like 2,000, so I had to bring it down quite a bit. Which goes to show if your engine's tight, it runs a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, that was actually, you know, seeing your bike start. I was in the house and he started up for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, that thing sounds so freaking good. And then
You were videoing it.
no, the first time you did not. And then I came out to like move my car, and he's like, no, you don't gotta move it right now. I was like, all right. So then I helped him with one of the bolts and stuff, and then fired it up again. But I videoed it that time, and oh my god, like
I adjusted the idle and stuff, and it's
you thought that was a beast before. Just wait.
I might bring the idle down to 950 just to see if I can get close to a gallop. I know I can't because it's a twin
950,
cam.
really? Are you
I am. I might do it. I'm not 100% sure. Just to see if I can get a gallop, but I doubt it. It's a twin cam. They don't gallop.
Hello, Mama. But yeah, and I mean, before it sounded really mean, right? Like it wanted to tear your face up. Now it just sounds like it's just in go mode. Like there's no stopping it. It's like like 100 miles an hour right now,
Well,
and it would do it.
I think the funniest thing about the whole ordeal is like when I put it together the first time, that was like 3 beers in, wanted to get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, it was 9 beers in, and hopefully it don't leak. This time there were no beers, and I was using my actual expertise of it, and I had a really good friend help me, Aaron, and we went through it, and you know, I think the little tedious things, they work out in the end. They really do. Like, I really do think they matter. So, it sounds good, and I'm glad it's back. It's going to be back on the road.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I can't wait. Like I want to film you for your first trip outside the neighborhood, just because I just want to see how fast that thing is now. Because before it was clunk 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 clunk.
It wasn't clunk.
But now it sounds like
lope.
everything is just tight and right, and then
It does.
it's gonna
There's no
go.
chattering in the top end.
It just feels like it just wants to
I
go.
love it. I'm gonna go home and make love to it. That's what I'm gonna do. I love it. I love that bike.
Oh my
And then the 200 tires in the mix with the Willwood brakes.
Yeah.
That's coming.
So what are we drinking this evening? Oh, if you are here, please do not forget to hit that like button. That throws us up on the ladder for the algorithm to be seen. I am drinking West End Cider House Peach Melba semi-dry hearts apple cider infused with peaches and berries. Oh, yes, I'm showering in it too.
And I'm drinking an array of stuff.
Cider.
And I'm not gonna go back through that list because there is a lot.
It is good. So you have everything on your plate, right? You have a raspberry something. You have an imperial stout.
Thank you.
You have a hazy.
Appreciate that.
And you have a Pilsner or a lager?
No, that's a Mexican lager.
Okay, Mexican lager.
So that means this is made with it's made with barley, but it's not made with what you would think.
Lime, you got lime in there because all
Well-
Mexican lagers have lime.
That's beside the point. So the funny thing about a Mexican lager compared to other lagers, like they use barley and wheat and malted barley and stuff like that. Mexican lagers actually use a compost of like rice and you knew this so better than I did. You did. What is it called? It's a grain. I just
Hop?
no.
A grain?
It's a grain. I can't think of what it's
Oh.
called. No, it's in the South. They make tortilla shells out of it.
Flour.
Yes, but
Tortilla?
they make tortilla shells out of it.
Flour.
The other, never mind.
Corn.
Corn. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry. They got corn and flour.
No, so it's made mostly of corn, right?
Yeah.
Lagers are mostly made of corn.
They do contain a lot of gluten, though.
They also throw in oat every
What-
once in a while.
What I think is funny.
Rice is the main ingredient. Rice.
So what I think is funny is when we were going on the journey of finding out what you can do and can't do with your condition, like I found that Mexican lagers are like the most. They have more gluten in them than anything else. You would think like a normal lager would be like the worst. No, it's a Mexican
No,
lager.
it's not, and it has so much in it that a regular beer.
It's like they transplanted gluten into it just to say, no, it's not gluten free. Get over it. Like, seriously.
A regular beer takes 2 weeks to process.
But a regular-
maybe 3, but a lager can take 4, sometimes 6 weeks to process.
Yeah, but a Mexican lager is 71% gluten.
Yeah, that's why it takes 4 to 6 weeks to make a lager because
Mexican
it's-
lager.
It's got to break down
Yeah.
more ingredients, more things to make yeast to make it active.
But a
So-
normal Dortmunder is only 57.9% gluten.
But Dortmunder is part
That-
of a lager. It's just not a
It's a lager.
Mexican lager.
And like
that
a
really only
dunkel.
takes 4
No, wait,
weeks.
a dunkel, like you would think a dunkel would be the highest in gluten?
No.
No, it's 46% gluten.
Well, you got to realize too, it's got barley in it, and it may have some chocolate malts in it, and some it definitely has caramel pills in it, right? So though you have whenever
Which
you
caramel
don't,
pills isn't gluten.
no,
It's not even a grain. But go ahead.
but you have more things in it than just
Yeah.
your base build. Your base build is like your rice, your oatmeal, things like that. Whenever you start getting into like barleys and malts, things like that,
Yeah.
now you have other ingredients that gives it the color, and that's all it really does.
No, it
Now-
also
now,
gives it taste.
chocolate barley, the chocolate malts now, the darker ones like the caramels and stuff will make it a little bit more sweet, and the chocolate ones will make it a little slightly bitter because of it's made from like cacao,
Yeah.
but it's not something to produce more yeast, which means you're having less time to cook it per se.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is something that's made with corn. And
Corn's gonna take forever because in order think about
hold it.
popcorn,
Let me
like-
finish what I'm saying.
it takes time to make or ear of corn.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Something made with corn has more gluten than something that's made with actual grains.
It's all carbohydrates and starch and
It's just-
sugars. I mean, it's
To
all,
me, that was like the
it's-
craziest thing to research. I'm like, holy crap! Don't get a freaking Mexican lager, whatever you do, you're gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
We're at Jackie O's.
We are at Jackie O's on 4th in Columbus, Ohio. We are downtown, so if you see all the cars passing by, and then the crazy lady on a bicycle with a vape hanging out her mouth.
Yes.
That's what I was
She's
like.
actually our special guest.
You know, it's got it crazy here in Columbus downtown. So super busy. You know, we were supposed to have a private room upstairs. Unfortunately,
What the hell's
somebody
going
got
on
booked.
over there? Is that
So
anyway, we got MMA.
y'all
moves
go,
going.
y'all wrecking over there while you driving your cart and wrecking
Dude,
out
they're
of
doing the
control.
octagon. Yeah.
Well, this
Dude, I
guy,
think he
guy's
heel
trying to-
hooked himself on that one.
He
Anyway.
dropped his phone and dropped his walkie. Hey,
But,
man. He'll figure it out.
Let it go. Let
I
it
know,
go.
I know.
Don't
He'll
teach
fi-
him anything.
He's no soccer player. Anyways, there's a lot of chaos going on right here in this front room. And I say front room because we are just in the very front of this building. It goes on and on and on, and outside and up. It's a multi-tiered place. If you guys go back and watch the replay, you'll see me do kind of a fast walk around. I couldn't show you everything because there was like this weird whistling noise happening on a weird end. So,
Oh, excuse me.
but anyway, so let's move on. Raspberry. That looks
Oh,
so
yeah.
good. I wish I could drink that. 'Cause that looks like something I would drink. What you got? Why are you on your phone?
My sister.
Okay. All right. So, what did we do this past week since we seen you guys or spoke with you guys?
Well, I rebuilt my cam shows. Sorry.
Let's start with
I'm sorry. We have an itinerary that we have to keep
Itinerary at the
that I don't
convention.
fucking follow ever.
Hey. All right. So Saturday, what happened? Hey, Aaron came over, helped with Brody, get him.
Get him
torn
broke down. Yeah.
And then Nick came over. And then what happened when Nick came over? We all stopped and we all decided to go ahead and take a break.
Well, hold on. Two things happened. Number one, I put the bearing in backwards, and then
Yes, Mom.
I put the bearing in backwards, and at which point Nick was drinking mead, and I decided it was time to stop for the night because we had been working since 3:00,
Yeah.
and it was about 8, almost 8:00.
Yep.
And we're like, mead sounds really good right now. We're hitting this really hard.
Plus, Nick had a game we were all playing, right?
Yeah, and then we played a
Questionnaire,
card
was it-
game, or not a card game, a car game, which was actually pretty interesting because like the questions he came up with were pretty good. Like, what's your favorite make of this country's car, and why? And there was no wrong answer, so it really wasn't a game. It was like a cool opinion thing.
What was really cool was John came over and he stayed the longest, but like he came over too, so it was Nick, Aaron, me, you, John, right?
Yeah, and then it
So-
rained, and we had like a 6x6 pop up. Me and Nick were under it, and a 10x10, and you, John, and Aaron were under it. And I drunkenly bought another canopy, so
Yeah. Duh.
mine sounds so much better than that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
All right. So, anyways,
now I'm being cocky. It's gonna start leaking the oil when I get home.
you better knock on this real wood right here.
No, there's no hope.
So after the bike got torn down and then things started going back together,
It rained like a
and then a mistake was made, and
Yeah.
then since the canopy tops were already up, we decided to take advantage of it. We knew it was going to rain, but we didn't
That
know
was
how
pretty good.
hard. So
If you guys ever get a chance, like,
I'm in the middle of my story, sorry.
no, you're recapping.
I am recapping.
So if you guys ever get a chance, sit down with your friends and literally just ask them what is their favorite car from a country. It is one of the most fascinating things that we have done. And to be frank with you, it was kind of shocking some of the things that we actually said. You know, you would think that somebody would say like a Honda from Japan, but oddly enough, no. Like, we were actually mentioning cars that were reliable. So just it's actually a cool thing. I don't know what she's doing.
Checking audio.
So, anyways,
Messing up my hair.
let's move on.
Because I was hearing the audio and I was like, what's going on? All right, moving on. It's Sunday, Father's Day. What did you do for Father's Day?
I went out with my son.
What did he do for you?
He bought me Firehouse subs, and I used it for points.
Woohoo! That's
you,
a win.
You got some white stuff on your lip. I thought you wiped that off before we left the house.
Shut up, Josh. My God.
Anyways, so yeah,
Father's Day. My brother met me at the house. Of course, he was super late, like always.
normal.
He was on a time limit, like always.
Kind of like Nick. Yeah.
And then we, and then we took our father to go get a new pair of
Not
shoes.
my father. My father wouldn't leave the house.
Harold Jr. and I, we took our father to the store and got him a new pair of shoes. And then we ended up taking him to Blacklick Metro Parks, and we walked a half mile. And we went to this nature center, and it was so cool. Like, they had, of course, one room was like furs of like different beavers, started at squirrels and ended up at bears. There's taxidermy everywhere for like a deer head and mallard duck. And then we went out to the room, and they had like a little watching area where you can watch the squirrels and all kinds of birds and the bird feeders. And then they had a room of aquarium filled bugs and frogs, like a walking stick. How long has it been since I've seen a walking stick? Probably last time maybe in Kosai. Not for sure. Many moons ago.
I always forgot what a walking stick was, but yeah, it's a trail thing.
No, an actual bug. The bug, the
Oh.
walking stick.
Oh.
It's a bug that looks
Oh, the
like
little thing that looks like a stick? No, I'm
the-
being serious. Yeah.
And so its
Okay.
body is usually brown and it's broken to like two sections, right?
Can't
like
believe
this.
you laughed at me as I was trying to educate myself.
No,
God.
and then the only way that you can really find them was because you would see these four green legs just kind of like semi-round and attached to something, and they were green, and then you had a brown stick that just
Were they?
randomly ended.
What were the bugs that could like?
Praying mantis?
No, the ones that were like actual like chameleons.
Salamander?
No, it was a bug. It wasn't a lizard.
Oh, a bug. I don't.
They would like adapt to the leaf and change color and all that. I thought it was a stick.
Not. The walking stick can, yes. There goes a Rottweiler. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, the walking stick can a little bit, but
I don't
as
know.
much.
I just can't remember what
now
they were
the
called.
praying mantis, they can sort of blend themselves in.
They could what?
They can blend themselves in.
Oh, well,
They
yeah, I
stay
know the
long
praying
enough.
mantis.
I don't
Not really.
know.
Red
Oh.
drink is not really. It's okay.
It was the raspberry, right?
Yeah, that was the
It's
raspberry.
empty. I think you should do the hazy and then stick with the imperial.
I am
Okay.
100%. So I'm gonna do this.
So Father's Day was good but very long, and Harold Jr. was late getting home, and he got yelled at because his wife had to go to work and he wasn't home, and he had to watch his son. So that was great. He got yelled at.
All right.
So after that, Monday, still waiting on the bearing. Dot.
Good lord. Don't know what the hell that was
He
about.
was looking at the cans.
No, he wasn't. But
Well,
anyways.
we got him on. See, look, we got him on video.
So anyways.
So Monday, bearing. Dot. All we were doing was waiting. Couldn't really do much of anything. So
Yeah, which is really funny because I paid for shipping, overnight shipping for the bearing.
that overnight worked, right?
Good old FedEx.
It's
As I
never
like to call them,
overnighting at FedEx.
FedEx. Fed up.
Oh boy.
But
It's getting a little loud in here. Cubbies, go Cubs!
yeah, there we go.
We love the Cubs. Sorry.
I love the fat dude that thinks he was like the coolest dude in the world. But anyways, yeah. So
Oh, Tuesday?
Tuesday, waited on the bearing.
Oh,
So
Tuesday.
I'm getting there. Waited on the bearing,
Exciting thing happened on
and then
Tuesday.
took my rim and put a tire on it. 200 tire. Put it on backwards.
We didn't know which way the
No,
brake went.
I thought
or
I
rotor.
on Sportsters on Sportsters and Dyna, the long side is the drive or is the brake side, and the drive wheel is the short side. Well, I didn't take that into comprehension, so of course I put it on like a Sportster instead of a Softail.
Oops. We'll just go take it back and pay
Yeah, we
another
gotta flip. $30 to
30
flip
bucks
the
to
tire.
flip it. That sucks though, you know?
That's all right. I got the Willwood disc though. I think I'm gonna be the only bike running Willwood brakes, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do a review on it.
You getting the Willwood brakes too?
Yeah, I'm gonna do calipers and rotors. I already got the one rotor. We're doing Brimbos
So
on
between
yours.
your bike and my bike, if I'm gonna be eating your dust, or you're
No,
gonna
you're
be
not.
eating my dust, then can I get upgraded brakes and rotors too?
We already talked about that. You're getting Brimbos, so
But you got Wildwoods.
Willwoods, which there is no review on.
So I'll have better ones.
Do you guys see the anger in the eyes? Like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, she was already getting like the number one sports brand brake. Who makes Harley brakes anyways? And she's all pissy about it.
I already knew I was gonna get
Yeah.
better because if my bike's gonna be
She is
per
gonna be
se
quicker.
better, then I'm gonna need that extra stopping power.
It is gonna be better. It's gonna be a lot quicker. She's probably gonna leave our pack of Motley Crue in the dust. She just has to, decide what all she wants.
It's all about the throttle control. So
But
yeah,
anyways,
as long as I'm
so we
okay
put the
with that.
200 tire on, obviously backwards. We took it home. We admired it. We adored it. I put it on a trash can, held it up to the bike, and I was like, oh, it looks so amazing.
I mean,
And
he's going from a 150 basically like this to
no,
a 200.
it's not like that. It's a 150 to a 200.
That's what I just
okay,
said.
you're like a 150,
No,
a
it's like
pizza cutter,
it's like
to a
5.5,
slick.
6-inch tire to a
4.5.
8-inch tire.
I went from a 3.75 to a 4.5.
It's a fat tire, and it's
It's
gonna
a
make
fat
your
tire. It's
bike
gonna look
look
good.
so well.
It's gonna be sweet. That's all Aaron keeps talking about too. It's like, this dude, I can't wait for that big tire to get on there. I was like, you don't realize how much I have to buy to make that fat tire work. But the cool thing is I got to talk to Pat Patterson from Lead Sled Customs on the phone, and I turned into a schoolgirl, so he probably thinks I'm an idiot. He like made the Sportster legend, Like he brought back the Sportster and made it cool. Like he's the
Absolutely.
ultimate chopper Sportster guy. But anyways, so I got to talk to him, and he's going to help me get the fender I need for my project. I think that's cool because it's going to be an Ohio fender, and the whole rear half of my bike is going to be 100% American made.
Absolutely, and that's really really cool, right?
That's
And the,
yes.
and the whole thing is like
And most of my internals are 100%.
let him know
American
that I can get steel. He's just gonna have to tell me
No,
what the thickness is.
no, he's not going to do that. I'm going to pay $160 like everything else.
Which is a very good price for steel,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, for a fender, and he's just gonna spin it probably. Hopefully, I'm guessing, but he sounded really cool on the phone, and it was pretty sweet. He was a nice guy. For a guy with his celebrity status, because in the motorcycle world, he is like a Jesse James, he is like a Billy Lane,
Well, absolutely for Ohio.
but he does not
is.
care.
No.
He just does it.
He's a guy that
he's
has,
so
he has the hat on.
cool.
He has 2 braids. His hair is braided and always comes down real long.
Well, no, not always, but
He has a toothpick in his mouth.
yeah, he's a hardworking dude.
I love that style. Like it's
Dude, his motto is cut it, tack it, weld it, move on. Like that's the best freaking motto in the world. That's why I wanted to learn how to weld.
Yeah, so my mother asked me if I got flowers yet. Yes, I have a ton of orange spring lilies that are bloomed like a field. There's a lot of people in the neighborhood actually has the same thing as mine, so I'm thinking about changing it up. So I gave my neighbor some that's behind me. We're real good friends with them, and I gave her some, and they bloom even bigger than mine. And I think that's because maybe she gets more shade than I do. I also have one.
It's got a tail.
It's beautiful. I also have
Australian
one
shepherd with a tail. Sorry.
yellow flower that Harold Jr. identified as a tulip, but I said I don't have tulips. So it's a yellow spring lily, I think.
Oh my.
And then I have my burgundy spring lilies. But I'm excited that I have yellow because I have not had yellow in a very, very, very long time. I thought I got rid of all of them, but apparently whenever I transplanted the plants from one side to the other, I guess my guy that came and dug up all and took all the bulbs out of this one section left me a yellow.
Yep.
Who knew? Maybe a bird dropped it off. I don't know, but I have a yellow something, and I cannot wait for it to populate and multiply so I can have more yellow. But I have tons of orange lilies, and I need to get rid of them. I have too many. It's like a forest in there. I hope you are having good green thumb this year. If you have flowers growing.
10.5% is really awesome.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wednesday, we
Yeah.
decided, well, not we, but you and Aaron
Oh yeah, we started assembly.
started assembly, right?
That was the coolest thing because Aaron wanted to understand how it's configured because he's got some issues on his bagger that is a 103 build, and it's like an 88 converted to a 103. And it was, I hope that I taught him something in this, and more importantly, I hope that he understands like how it works. But the strangest part about the whole learning curve was like I got to talk technical with him. I didn't have to dumb it down. So like what I was doing, he understood, and that's the best part about Aaron. Like you don't have to make it the simplest thing. And when we were putting the oil pump in, like I would say like spin the tire, and he would go wide. It's like I want to center the gears.
Yeah,
And
where
he's
you-
like, he goes, oh okay, and then he would spin the tire. The next question would be like, do you want me to go any further? It's like no, and then we would do it again and again and again. And he was like, and he didn't like question like, is it monotonous or anything? No, he was like, no, okay, if this is what we have to do, this is what we have to do. But once we moved past the cam chest and we got everything locked in and everything, like his mind works very much like mine, where he breaks things down, to its smallest form and then builds it back up. The only difference between me and him is like I'm not into like if I have a bolt left over, it will drive me nuts.
That's
Yeah.
called the Big Ron style right there.
Yeah, my dad was big on that, and I think that's why I'm not big on it. And it's nothing against Aaron. Like, he will get 2 metal trays with magnets and throw the bolts in, and somehow they'll all work. Me, on the other hand, I just want them to go back where they came from. And it's not, neither method is wrong, but that's just my method. So, but no, it was great having him there, and it was great having him work with me, and it was definitely great having that support because, to be honest with you, I really did. I felt that I rushed the job back in 2023, and it's just been running on a hope and a prayer ever since. But no, and what was really awesome was like the bearing came in. I texted him, the bearing's here. where are you? And he's like, I'm feeding the dogs. I'll be over in a minute. And then by the time that I got to the garage, we're putting pop-ups out. So
Which I will say, if y'all have never had any canopy tops, especially when the sun sets in your freaking garage, get them. They are lifesavers, or sun savers. Like
No.
big giant visors for the garage.
and have some good friends, because that Saturday, that was a fun Saturday.
That was an absolutely fun Saturday. So Thursday, still assembling.
Yeah,
Right.
we pretty much came to the end of assembly. We assembled the engine,
Most of it, yeah.
which I
95%.
yesterday I think that like I know I was frustrated for something completely different, but I think what frustrated Aaron was like he didn't understand Harley logic, I guess would be it. Because that front rocker cover to get it squared off is annoying.
Absolutely.
And I have no idea why the gravity in the front and the back is totally different, but it is. It just is. And he is right. If they would have put dowel pins in there and centered the fucking rocker covers,
Yeah.
it would have been totally
I
fine.
mean, even if it was just a little teeny tiny hump, right?
Yeah.
And then like a hollow point on the other side, just to keep it still so
Yes.
it doesn't move along.
And it-
Because whenever
and it-
you tighten one side,
Yeah.
then it would slightly shift, and you go to tighten all of 6 bolts, and then you're like cockeyed and crooked, and then it doesn't work, and you have to start all over and unloosen
Yeah.
everything and do it 50,000 times. You
And-
have to have patience.
And what I want to tell him is everything that he said was what I said the first time I did it. I was like, this would have been so much fucking more simpler if there was dowel pins
Yeah.
to keep it in place, so that way you could like just zip the bolts in, but you can't. And it just really sucks. And it's always the front head. I don't know if in the frame the 103s are cockeyed or something, but the back you really don't have to worry about. Like, I don't know if it's afraid that it's going to hit the oil bag. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I'm dead serious. The back rocker box, I think we adjusted it once. But the front one we
Yeah.
adjusted like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah,
So,
it was annoying.
yeah, it was. And then today, Aaron was busy because I wouldn't expect him. You know, I really wouldn't. Like, he's helping me. So, you know, and all I was doing was putting the exhaust on.
And the gas tank, right?
Yeah, and the gas tank. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, and cleaning the pipes because I don't know what was on the pipes.
I'll take care of those more
But
tomorrow.
yeah,
morning.
and then we fired it up today. Well, I fired it up today, and I'm just like, oh man, this sounds so much. Well,
You got
first,
fresh oil in there too.
no,
you know,
no.
so
What's really
that
funny is I
helps.
always forget when a cold engine has been sitting for more than like 2 weeks. Like it revs super high. So there I am. I'm looking at the Vance and Hines app, and I'm revving up to like 2,000, and I'm like, holy hell! Like on first startup, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna blow up, and then it starts dropping, and then it drops to 1,000.
You gotta let the computer do its thing, right?
Yeah, because it's fuel injection, it's EFI, and it's dropping, and I'm just like, oh god, oh okay. And then it hit 1,000. I'm like, man, I think I can make it lower. I might get that Gallop, you know. And then I can look at Aaron and go like, dude, I got the Gallop in a twin cam, but no. I set it to where I thought it would have galloped, and it did. So there's no mathematic equation. But
And then-
it started today. I've been watching the video the whole time. I freaking love the sound.
And I cannot wait for you to take your first ride on it. Of course, it's not gonna be tonight.
You know, it's gonna be tomorrow sometime before Hayden gets here. So, anyways,
And then today, right? You finished Brody, and
Oh.
you know he's ready to ride, to test ride. But
but
we'll do
before
it
that,
tomorrow. But the printer came in, no, we've had the printer. I'm sorry for a few.
yeah, we've had the
weeks,
printer.
but
You said that 2 live streams.
Today, I decided to mess around with it. Now my laptop is from 2014, so it's right. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
super old, and
No, 2016. 2016.
well, it don't matter. It's
Mine
super
is from
old.
2011,
right.
which is why we have a Mac
And setting up my laptop, it takes 10 minutes just for it to like boot up and
Yeah.
kind of act right. But the longer you play on it or the longer you do something, the quicker it'll get. I think the RAM's upgraded to the highest that it can handle.
23 bits of RAM, but
The
unfortunately,
hard drive
is a
though-
terabyte. Yeah.
No, the hard drive.
It's your processor that's holding you back.
Yeah, the processor is junk. So I'm trying to do what I can. So I switch over to my phone because you can set up the printer, which is a HP 5100 Smart Tank printer. You can hook it up with your cell phone now. So you download an app, and then it'll tell you instructions on how to set up your computer, your
Yep.
printer. And I followed all the steps, and I went to go print off my first test paper of one of the decals that I want on the rear fender of my Harley. And it came out maybe
Oh, it was large, but it was blurry.
it came out the full size length of the paper, and
Yeah.
it was super blurry. And I was like, well, maybe it's from my phone. Let's try it on the computer. The computer wasn't handling downloading the app very well, so I went ahead and scaled it down to a 4x6 to print out on the printer as a 4x6, and that came out real crisp, clean, clear as a bell. So I was like, okay, all right. So then, yes, the printer uses Wi-Fi. So
Hold on. No, go
Then
finish your
I-
story because I want to get into mine.
yeah, so then I printed off a 4x6, right? So it became really clear, but the full page was super blurry. So I went out to Josh's Fender, since we have the same bike. I was like, let me just see how much I need, right?
Which there might be a dovetail fender in the works. I'm just saying. Because Kelly likes the dovetail. I don't, but she likes the dovetail.
I do, like the night trains, okay? Like the 2008, 2009 night trains,
They
have
all
that dovetail.
they all pretty much look the same, just different badging on the tank.
Yeah, which I love the night trains. Like they're wonderful. I like the EFIs, which is 2008 and 2009, and then they stopped making it, right?
End of 2007. Yeah. The end of 2007,
Yeah.
2008, 2009. So yeah, you're right.
But
Actually, the black line replaced the night train,
yes, it did.
and then the breakout replaced the black line.
Yep.
Which, if you ever want to see the worst commercial for a motorcycle,
Check out the black line, Harley Davidson black line.
absolutely. But anyways, finish your story because I want to get into mine because it was more bizarre.
So like I know that I have water slide decal paper, but I don't want to waste the paper on trials. So I use regular paper, and the clarity on the printer is actually quite
Yeah,
good.
it's really good.
Like I cannot tell you how many different reviews that I read and listened to, and I came up with the decision to get the HP 5100 all-in-one printer. It has a little scanner on top. It has paper tray. It can do a lot of things: Bluetooth, direct, whatever. It's all in one, right? So I went out and I etched the back of his tire on a piece of paper and found out that I need a decal that is 5.5 wide and 9.5 long. And now I got to figure out how to get that image to be 5.5 by 9.5.
We're Ohio.
You can do W. Michigan winning.
No.
Woo!
Michigan, yeah, cheated, but whatever.
How dare you.
So I want to say this at work.
I'm excited though because now I get to do water slide decals, and then you can get done with the painting of the
Yeah.
fenders,
And-
put
and-
them on.
And I'm excited too because for years, my sister, who is like one of the influences in my life, has called me about said person and thought it was me. So today I had to go to a customer that is unruly.
He
Like
immediately called me, and I was like,
hold it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Every single time I've gone to this customer, I've had to deal with a new maintenance person. It's driven me nuts. And I don't get the easiest customers at my day job. So today, I get there, and they told me to go to the back, ring the doorbell. I did. Nobody came. I'm waiting out there for like 20 minutes. I'm like, this is bullshit. And I go to the front. I ring the bell. They come in. This guy stands before me, and the first thing he says is Josh. And normally I wear a shirt that has my name on it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Josh. And I figured maybe like they forwarded the email. And he goes, no, I'm Josh. And I went, oh, well, my name's Josh too. And
Okay, you know,
yeah,
right now you
it's
think,
a-
okay, it's a coincidence.
yeah, it's a
right?
common name.
Or a common name,
It,
right?
it's a common name. We don't need to make more of this because once I get to the end, you're gonna be like, holy hell. So then I was like, okay, where do you guys want me to be? They were like, go ahead and go to the back, and we'll let you in. So of course I go back there, and it's like 35 minutes later, and I'm sitting there thinking in my mind, you guys are paying me by the hour to hold me up, but whatever. So anyways, the guy tells me, he goes, so he's getting ready to install the charger. I'm there to do the PM, and he had some questions, and I'm like, man, this, for some reason, this dude just, he's asking me simple questions, and it's like something I would ask. We get done, well, I get done, and I walk over to him, and I was like, hey, I need a signature, and I need the last name. He tells me his last name, and I really didn't catch it. Don't show that picture.
No?
No, don't show that picture.
Okay.
And he signed his name, and I looked at the name, and I went like this. So what's your last name? And then he said his last name. And I said, wait a minute. I said, really? And he goes, yeah. That's my name. And he goes, what? And I was like, yeah, it's my name. He goes, wait a minute. Really? And I pulled out my ID, and he pulled out his, and he was Adam, and I'm Alan. And we were like, we had the hugest laugh, and he goes like this, you're 84. And I was like, yeah, you're 88. We had been watching each other's arrest record for God knows how long, like with tickets and stuff, just Franklin County. And he was like, dude, are we related? And I was like, actually, we are related because it was spelled that way. I said, your family from West Virginia? And he said, yes. And I said, what part? And he said, Wheeling. So that's the wild side. I'm from Leon. We're like the calm, laid back side, right? And he started laughing. He was like, oh my God, dude, this is so bizarre. The dude who was with him was like, I thought it was weird you guys' first names were the same, but your last names are the same too, and you're a distant relative. And he just took off like crazy, like, right? So I was like, well, just to let you know, we're not real, you know, our name was stolen by an Indian that was a French strongman. Said you should look up Mr. or Mr. whatever. And he was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. But the funny part is like, I was like, can I get a picture? And he goes, dude, I was thinking the exact same thing. You gotta send that to me. So on my work phone, I sent him a picture of us together. He goes, I'm showing all my family. It's so bizarre, right? And that, yeah, that was my day. And like the whole day, I just kept thinking, like, I have been wondering who this guy was for so long. And I finally met him. And one of the things that came up was when my identity was stolen and a guy who's in prison now was using it. And he was like, did you really do all that stuff? And I was like, no, that wasn't me. Because I was wondering why the middle names were different. I was like, yeah, it was my identity.
And you know, I'm not gonna say y'all's middle names, but I'm gonna tell you what.
No, I already did. It was
Okay.
He was Alan, and I was Alan, he was Adam.
Yeah, like what's the coincidence of
Mm-mm.
that? Josh A. Costin, two of y'all within.
Wow, thanks for saying my last name. I was trying to like withhold that.
Everybody knows your
But
last
anyway,
name.
the funny part was May 20th, March 22nd.
Like you guys
Yeah.
are meant to be
No, we're not meant to be. No,
known about each other.
no, no, no. No, we're not meant to be. It was funny.
Meant to know each other.
It definitely like made the 6 people when he got the email that said Jay Costin, since you said my last name. Here is your readings and stuff, And he was like, dude, that is so weird.
I had to look this dude up because I was like, there is no freaking
That's
way.
real.
And then Josh goes, well, this is his birthday. And I was like, okay. So I looked this
That was
dude
weird.
up, and he's legit.
Yeah, he's legit.
And I'm like,
Blew my
what?
mind. Blew
Holy-
my mind. And for
Right?
years, my sister has been sending me, my older sister Amanda has been sending me stuff that's like unclaimed funds and stuff, and it has Joshua Carson. Funny part, a lot of them were his, and I'm sitting there like, man, that's not me, you know. And just so you know, the toughest person I know besides my father is my sister Amanda.
Yep.
Like, she will walk through walls while eating nails. And my dad will walk through walls eating nails while yelling at you. So, they're the toughest people I know.
Absolutely. All right, so moving forward, we have some recalls that has been in play.
Oh, yeah. Harley's not doing so well.
Okay, so it's not just Harley, all right?
And Kawasaki.
It's a little
And
bit,
Honda.
and Triumph. So you know,
Triumph?
it's all over the world. So let me read this off right here. I'm going off a piece of paper here. Recall from 2018 to 2024. Harley Davidson Softails just released this week. The rear shock adjusting tab can break off, and you won't know it's broken because it's on the back side. And what is that little tab doing? It's rubbing your tire as your tire is going around. And what is that doing? Well, it's causing a puncture to the sidewall of your tire. What happens? You blow a tire or you lose tire pressure like that.
Wow, you're going to do that for Harley? You
That's
better do that for
Harley, right?
all of them.
All right. So Harley recalled the 82,100 Softails from the year of 2018 to the year of 2024 because of this little tab that rubs on your tire and will pop your tire.
Let's talk about Kawasaki.
So
because
that's not good, right?
Let's talk about Kawasaki because that's surprising.
Okay, so Kawasaki.
First of all, Kawasaki, I want to say this before you start. Kawasaki invented the quick shift. Okay? It's the H2 has the most rock solid transmission ever invented. Kawi really has been on top of their game until now. Apparently, they cheapened out.
Now, you have a hair hanging
No,
off.
I do not. You're drunk. Read it. Read it.
One-sider does not make me drunk. So Kawasaki, and this is only for one bike, and it is their 2025 KX450. They just brought it back out, the 400 and the 450. That was kind of like the cafe racer bike. And I'm sorry, Cowie, but your primary gear that goes to your crankshaft
Which is the quick shift.
is now on recall.
Sad
So
part.
please take your Kawasaki KX450 if it's a 2025 back in to get
The-
that fixed.
The 450 and the 650 are all made with transmission and engine parts made in China.
Yep. Well, it's Kawasaki. Well, Kawasaki's Japan.
But those particular bikes, to keep them under budget, so they can actually get people in, made in China.
I am not yawning, I promise.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm owning it.
that's a sad one.
I yawn.
That's a sad one.
Triumph. Unfortunately, their 2024s and 2025 TF250X, which is their off-road bike, has been recalled for a right-hand switch cube.
I don't even know what the hell that is. And I work on these
I
things.
don't know what a switch cube is, but
I'm pretty
The-
sure
the
there's
right-hand
Triumph guys going,
switch
you don't
key.
work on Triumphs. No, I don't.
so it has to be the control on the right-hand
It
side.
may be.
Either the turn signals or the start or the fuel primary. I don't know what it is. But to kick off the very last manufacturer that has a few recalls,
Quite a few.
And we're not. This is just everything that I have researched.
I am totally picking on them all the time
And-
just because of the people adapted to it. They're the perfect vehicle. No, they're not. Go ahead.
I'm not biased, right? So all of these recalls I looked
Unless
up
there's a
today.
person who's a fan of it, then she's biased. Go ahead.
I looked at all the recalls today, and Harley has one thing, Cowie has another,
Oh my God. Why are
Triumph
we
has the
recapping?
third.
Just say
Honda,
it.
shut up. This is a build
Just
up.
say it.
This is a build up.
It's a terrible build up. Look, you got 3 viewers now because you're build up.
Honda has 4 recalls. Not 1, but 4. Fuel pump on the Goldwing CBR 600 and 1000. Handle grip on all CRF models, which includes the Africa Twin.
Don't buy the Africa.
Software only on the CRF 1100 Africa Twin.
Africa
And the
sucks.
drivetrain on the
Not the country,
2021
the
CRF 450R, which is their off-road one, which includes an African Twin.
Yeah, you should
So
never buy
all
a
in
Honda.
all, don't buy a Honda African
Don't
Twin
buy a
model.
Japanese bike named after a country that is close to Japan. I don't know how to say this. Like, the Asian culture will never know what Africa is, so don't buy it. That's all I can say.
I mean, this is a lot for Honda,
No, it's not.
especially for the brand new Africa Twin that they just came out. What?
I used to make parts for Honda. No, it's not. The cars used to have like 25 recalls. The Honda Quality Award is a joke. Bike nights.
Bike nights. So we reach our 1 hour point. So we want to get some bike nights in here before we close out the night. QFM, their last bike night is at Ramsey's on Thursday. Ramsey's in Marysville. Do not miss that. Quaker Steak and Lube is every Wednesday. Oak Grove Tavern is every Sunday. Tavern 62 is every Wednesday. Hoff Brew House this Tuesday coming up.
Eurobike.
Euro Bike Night. You got it. And the Columbus Vintage Motorcycle, Columbus Area Vintage Motor Cav Mag. Okay, Columbus Area Vintage Motorcycle. Anyways, Nutter Hardware up in Upper Arlington, I believe. Thursday, they're having their vintage motorcycle night, but anybody can show up. So if you are interested in vintage bikes, please go to Nutter Hardware in Upper Arlington on Thursday.
Throttle code. Kickstands and coffee.
We need to go to one of those
Yeah,
eventually.
we do. Well, I got Brody back up on the road, so yeah. We gotta get you tires though. Your tires are fucked.
We'll talk about tires next week.
Yeah, the tires are her tires for some reason dry rotted overnight.
So Throttle Co. every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to noon. They are on East Mountain Street in Columbus, Ohio, across from the old Crew Stadium. Okay.
We may test ride my bike there tomorrow.
Kickstands and coffee. It's where somebody will bring in a snack, whether it be donuts or a pastry or whatever it may be, something small. And if you go there between 9 a.m. and noon, you can walk in and you can get a K-Pod, basically a cup of coffee, and you can get your creamers and sugars and stuff, and you can sit there and enjoy all the Moto Guzzi's, all the Royal Enfields, all the vintage bikes that they have to offer and sell, along with everybody who showed up. So you get, it's kind of like a motorcycle show, but local and sort of smaller. So I hope you guys enjoy all of that. And I'm going to shut this live down on a view of the area. No, I am not walking around. I will just pan it to the space that we are in. So let me do that for y'all. And I do appreciate your time. And don't forget to free your mind Friday, because guess what starts now? The weekend.
Eventually, we will have a video of Meet the Brewer, and I don't know when she's going to schedule it, so be aware of that.
Don't forget to free your mind. It's the weekend. Bye, y'all.
It's just our battery pack that fell on the
It's
floor.
fine. It's totally fine.